Right, an update on the MK3 Supra engine bay project. As you can see, I have been very active with my disassembling, and from this side of the engine bay I've already started to also work the foundry for painting. I haven't decided quite yet if I want to plug these holes with a welder. It's very easy job to plug everything. I removed the ABS box from here, the windshield wiper motor from here. This is the engine harness, which I showed you previously in a previous video. You can just take it to this side of the engine bay if it feels like that. Then there's the wiring harnesses that are on a MK3 Supra. Is that the ABS box here and the fuel pump relay and the fuel pump resistor pack here have the wiring loom is like this, and now this comes from this hole over here. It comes through, and the ABS box, that's possible to move to another location. That's also a possibility. It's not a difficult job. You just need to reroute the wiring and make new brake pipes or brake tubes from the brake master cylinder. And from there naturally forward, but it's not a big job. I moved these, some of the brake lines I have removed completely, and some I have just moved to the side on top of the engine. This ABS line here, I was thinking about this since it's kind of ugly to my taste in the engine bay, because it's coming like this and I need to maybe route it like this. But another solution for this wiring is to just take it to the other side. So this is the inner side of this whole fender. I can just take this line right here, take it in the fender and route it from under the car to the front. And then there was this this wiring loom that goes on the inside of this inner fender here, goes directly to the front, and here you have your windshield washing reservoir. These are the connectors for all of those stuff, and once you remove these plugs you can just take out all the wiring loom that is here to the headlights, to the headlight motors, to everything on this side of the engine bay. You can take those plugs out and throw it there. And now once I have all the electronics or all the wiring here, I can just show you. So this maybe looks like horrible to you, but since I've already disassembled everything and removed these wirings from everywhere, you can pretty much get the idea that I'm getting here. So one wiring loom is that, and the second one is this. So there's only two wiring looms that comes to this whole engine bay and connects to everything. So that's really simple. That's super simple. And in a MK3 Supra, there's so much space in the front here. There's so much space here. I mean, you're gonna get the new intercooler naturally here, and then I'm gonna put the radiator there and everything. But otherwise, there's so much room here that I don't need to put the original relay box or the fuse box from here. I don't need to throw it into the passenger side glove box like I was planning on in the first phase. I can just put it somewhere here. That's very easy. So, and to move this whole wiring loom here, to move this to another location, I'm thinking about just moving it on to this side of this whole thing, so I can get the engine bay to look as clean as possible, but I can still keep the wiring pretty much on the same place. I'm just gonna remove it from this side to this side. And now once I got everything disassembled like this, like I said, it looks terrible. Don't worry about it. This is not terrible. This is actually really simple. Like these are just your headlights. This is your headlight plug. The horn. This is your for the indicator. Very simple stuff. And then when I get to this, this is the relay box that sits normally here. I can also remove this and move it to the other side, because as you can see from the bottom of this relay box, everything is with plugs, and I can just plug these off, and they come really narrow, small, and all of them can fit through that hole, and I can just pull everything on that side. So everything that you see here, all of these wires, all of these can be moved to over there. So that's really simple. And once I got everything on this side, then I just need to figure out how I'm gonna route them in the front and over to that side. And then the engine wiring loom, that I'm gonna route naturally very clean there and under here, and then hide everything that I can, which everything that I don't need in the engine bay, I'm gonna hide them somewhere else. But this engine loom, wiring loom, this needs to only bring the injectors, the signal to the igniter, some heat signals back for the water temperature, then the exhaust O2 reading, and then the NOx sensors, something for maybe, well, it's, yeah, no, nothing has to do with any fuel or anything. So that's really simple stuff. Really simple to get this engine running. And the starter motor, the thick wire that has to come directly from the starter end motor to the battery positive terminal, that's just going to be hooked directly to the starter there, and run the wiring back to the car, because the battery is going to be relocated to the back. And now, as you can see, I've already removed the brake master cylinder. Also, I'm going to remove the brake booster and the clutch master cylinder also. The strut towers, I've already disassembled everything here, so I'm just going to remove the struts, or lower them at least to ease the painting. And that's it. Now I've already began to sanding, cleaning everything. Like you can see, this is just dirty. It's just dirty, but it's already been sanded for quite a bit. And now I'm gonna keep on doing that and disassemble everything that I can as easily as possible right now. And then when I get to it, I don't know if I should do it like I did on the S13. When I did the S13, I took the engine mounts off and I lifted the chassis so that the engine stayed down and the chassis just rose up. So I had to unhook the steering cables, or the steering axle and everything, and got the room to paint everything. But with this car, I'm not totally sure how I'm gonna do that when I get to the painting stage, but it's not gonna be very difficult. Once I get all of these wiring looms to that side and get everything sanded and cleaned, then it's gonna be really easy. And then when I get everything painted on the engine, in this engine compartment, I'm just gonna start painting all of these covers and the valve covers, and this one I'm also gonna paint, and then I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna route all of the electronics, and that's pretty much it. It's gonna be really easy. On this side of the engine bay, you can see that the downpipe is still the lousy one, and I'm thinking of replacing it with another one to have only one O2 sensor. I haven't done that quite yet, but I'm thinking about it very hard now. So that's also one upgrade that's possibly coming. It would be rather easy to just remove the whole turbo to get some room over on this side also of the engine bay for the painting, but it's also not terrible. I mean, I got still plenty of room here to work with. To remove these things, I just need to release the two nuts from under the subframe, and then this one just lifts up, so I can get the room that I need also from there. And since you're wondering, or if you're wondering, where did I put the power steering? Since you might have noticed that there's no power steering. Well, there's no alternator either on the engine bay, but the power steering now is in the back. So this is a Volvo unit, and I did a video especially from this unit how to connect this to the MK3 Supra, and it's super simple. It works like a dream. It's so simple. I love this pump in all of its glory, and I've already ordered the adjusting knob also to this car from Servtronic, so that I can get total control of this unit, how much it power steers. And in this form, since it doesn't have the controller unit quite yet, this could be ran just like this. This is the power line for this pump, and you just hook it to the positive terminal like that. So by making a simple switch for that, you can already have a power steering for your car. And this is already, all these hydraulic lines have already ran to the engine bay, and it looks really clean. So I did this kind of system. I ran it from under this pillar through the floor. I can show you. So here it's going through the floor, and I use these kind of clamps for 16mm hoses, and goes under the car to the front, connects to the rack. Under these electrics here, you can't see pretty much anything right now, but there's the pressure line, and that's the return, and they are very neatly together going under the car over there, and that's it. Very simple, very safe. Even if these started leaking, they won't spray the hydraulic fluid everywhere on exhaust or anything, because this is the cold side of the engine. So that's gonna be really good with this car. Naturally, I need to get a new intercooler here, but that's not gonna be a problem, since look at how much space we got. You could fit a massive intercooler here with no problems at all. But I'm not gonna run a massive intercooler. I'm just gonna run a something that fits for roughly 500 horsepower. And then once we get the engine bay painted, that's when we start to think about connecting the alternator. And to connect the alternator, that's pretty simple also. We just need to place it here, build the wiring for it, bring the starter motor back, make the wires for those, since they are the biggest wires that this car is gonna have. Place the battery back to the trunk, get the belts here running, and then we can start doing the front-facing intake manifold here and the wiring loom for that. But before we do all of that, we're gonna paint everything to look really nice, because all of those electronic stuff, that's gonna be really easy. and really clean to do, so we're not gonna rush with those. I'm gonna paint first everything, and that's gonna look terrific. So now I'm just gonna stick to the cleaning. I'm cleaning that side of the engine bay right now, and then I'm gonna move on to this side. I still have to remove this brake assist, or what do you call it, brake booster, and the clutch master cylinder here. And then once I get those removed, I'm just gonna clean everything here, remove these wires to this side of the fender, and yeah, that's about it. Then I can start painting or welding if I want to weld all of this shut, like I said. And it's very probable that I'm gonna weld this shut because it just looks so much cleaner. And when I've welded this shut, then I'm gonna put some body filler also here. And since this is like this has a lot of forms in it and all kinds of grooves and everything, I'm gonna make it really smooth, like on that side also. You can see how it looks like a valley, looks really rough. So everything is possible to get really smooth once you do this kind of stuff. Then I need to remove the battery tray. I'm just gonna get rid of it because it looks ugly. And then once the front facing intake manifold is here with the new throttle body, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do the charge piping. Is it gonna go through here downwards and then to the intercooler, or am I gonna build it from directly down here in front of the from the front of the alternator, and from the in between the alternator and the radiator? So that's one way also to do it, just hook it under there. So the project is moving along nicely. Right, so that was easier than I thought actually. All of the wiring looms and everything is just hanging here right now. I took them up from this hole and they fit very well once you remove all the plugs from the from this. So that's super simple. If you ever worked on a S chassis like that one, you know how rough it can be with these wire looms. But now the engine compartment is looking very potential because it is very empty and there's no rust, no nothing, anything. Just need to remove those two anymore. So this is not the official color that I'm gonna use on this engine bay, but I was thinking something like champagne and gold and silver with the black car. That would be really nice. I think it would just pop when you pop the hood, and once you get to car meets and everything, when you lift the hood and it's all champagne, gold and black, I think that would be terrific. So I had to try this scenario, as you can see, on a few parts. So I don't know, looks kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's not bad, definitely. It's very different, and I think it would look just awesome in this engine bay if I did everything with a champagne color, with a really rich champagne and gold mix of a color, and then these covers as a darker kind of bronze to a gold kind of thing, and the valve covers also in kind of gold, and then everything else just pure black. I don't know, but I think that would look awesome. So I don't usually request for comments, but if you have an opinion, does this work in an engine bay? Let me know. So but I think this is most definitely the scheme that I have in my mind for this engine bay is totally to have like a champagne color all around, like the firewall, the strut towers, the everything. Just simple, very nice, creamy, golden champagne. And then these covers all gold, and then the valve covers and everything just gold, and I think that would look just great. But let me know what you think, if you have any kind of opinion about this idea that I'm having. This is just a test, like I said. This is I'm gonna scrape all of this out naturally, but it was just to kind of get a picture what this might start looking at some point. All right, the test color is in, and the brake booster is out, and the clutch main cylinder is also out. So the next thing that I was supposed to do, can't remember, but anyways, I'm gonna start sanding and filling these holes, and yeah, I'm gonna start working on this engine bay with a grinder and all sorts of chemicals, and maybe get some body filler already going on there, maybe a bit of welding, I don't know, but we'll see. So I've been thinking, since I have the I don't know how much you can see, but I have a an oil filter relocation kit going on. I didn't have it previously, but now I installed this first leg on there. So those are JIC or AN fittings, supposed to have a line out, and I could fit them just directly on this piece right here, and then connect a oil filter here. And I was thinking that I could put the oil filter relocation here somewhere, so that it would be really easy to change from underneath the car, because you just drain from the plug all of the excess oil and then change the filter here so it doesn't leak any oil on the subframe or anything. But then again, I might add an oil cooler to this thing also, so I can run the two lines for front here, and then a cooler also here, and then a return line there. I already have a cooler here. I can show you. The garage is a mess. I mean, all of these, when you get to doing this kind of project, the parts are just all over, because my garage is not that big, and I do have a motorcycle in here and some spare parts. But this is the oil cooler that I was talking about, so this is quite big. I might fit this to the Supra. I just mounted the battery to the trunk. It's not very tightly here, but it's anyway mounted. I put the brackets here. It's got a nice pan under it, so if this happens to leak for whatever reason, it's got a nice pan, lower it under it, so that the battery acid doesn't flow to the floor. Now I got this adjuster thingy here. This is an adjuster for this hydraulic pump. It came from Servotronic from Leiria, Portugal, and the installation procedure is described here very easily, and I've got that going on. But I'm gonna put the knob right next to the gear lever over there, so that's in the future. Another thing that I've been doing has been in the engine bay naturally, and here I've been welding. So I welded all these holes that are usually like here you have all those holes and everything. I welded those shut, and one I left open. There are still a few here because the battery tray was here, and I removed the battery tray already. As you can see, it's gone, and all that's left is the holes. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with this area, because one of the charge pipe might come through this, so I'm not gonna modify this quite yet before I'm totally confident how the charge pipes are gonna come through this area, because the intake manifold is gonna be somewhere around here, and the throttle body, and then the charge pipe might have anywhere else to go but through here, so I might have to do that. Anyway, I've been grinding and putting some easy self-etching primer here and everything, and on this side I've been already putting this what do you call it, this stuff anyway. And when you do these wheel arches with this padding stuff, I'm gonna use it quite a lot. I'm using it quite a lot, and I have my first round now over, so I put my first layer here to make it all smooth and kind of round, looking like a bubble. And now I just grinded it smooth. Now I can see the pits. There are still pits, many of them, and then these are the spots where the base metal came through. So I've marked these with the primer. I always put primer under the this padding stuff. Then under here in the wheel wells, I've been just putting this this black stuff, which is for stone chips, and the etching primer is also under here, so it shouldn't be rusting away anywhere. I removed some of the brake lines also. And one more thing, I took out the engine mounts. So as you can see, there's no engine mount here to hold the subframe, but this one is still here. So I removed this one, and you can basically say that the engine is 50% off. And if I took this off already, also I could just pull this chassis upwards and the engine would stay on the floor, but that's not my plan here today. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is probably put this same padding stuff on this side of the wheel arches. Let's get to it. So now the engine bay has been bondoed, if you call that bondo, or padded. So both of these sides are they're not smooth at all, you can see, but it's easy to work with now. It's rather easy to sand it down from there. So the next phase is I'm gonna let it harden. This side, I think this is gonna be just fine. You can pretty much feel it with your hand while you're smoothing it out, that it's gonna be better now after the second round. And if there's still some pits or anything, I'm still gonna put more bondo there. And that side, that was the first pass with this stuff, so I'm gonna just grind it, and if it shows, or when it shows these pits, I'm gonna put more bondo and then just sand it down again and make both of these sides very smooth. Then once these are done, there's not much to it but to do it. I'm gonna start painting the engine bay. I'm gonna mask everything up, take the bumper off finally, and start painting stuff. So that's gonna be rather easy. Once everything is painted, then I can start working on the wires and everything. And this other kind of stuff that I've been doing has been these parts, the water pump or the water thermostat housing has been primed. It's looking really good. So this is the in a prime. Also the second part to that, some of these parts. This is the ABS pumps leg, or what do you want to call it. This is just I think it's a heat shield. And some of these other stuff also has been sanded down and ready to paint. Also the brake booster, I fixed this up real nice on this other side, and then from the other side, from this side, it's just primed, sanded and primed. This is gonna be sweet. So everything is working out really fine, really good. And now I just need to order some parts and wait for them to arrive. And while I'm ordering for those, I might as well build this, the hydraulic power steering, or the electric power steering adjusting knob to the center panel, all the main wiring from the battery to the starter motor, and then grind all this down from the engine bay and put some primer on it, so that when I get all of this smooth, I can start fixing up the idea where the intercooler piping is gonna come. Oh yeah, and I need to buy the intercooler also, but those are really cheap. So I'm gonna put a big intercooler here, and the charge pipes are gonna come from the turbo naturally to that side, and from the intercooler I think it might have to come through here, or if it fits, somewhere else, but it's very probable that it's gonna be suited from here. So we'll see. Next is I'm just gonna start sanding all of this out, and yeah, that's gonna be tedious, but and I'm not gonna film it. It's boring to watch sanding, but yeah, that's it. It's getting to look real nice. Thank you for watching again, and goodbye.